Alright, welcome back. In this video, I'll prove to you that the 911 call made at 11:55 a.m. on November 13, 2022 in Moscow, Idaho, USA was staged. Lyndon Beck confesses to waking up between 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock in the morning and being summoned over to 1122 King Road, where they stayed for over 4 hours before the staged 911 call was made. Lyndon Beck also resembles someone who looks like they're walking what looks like Murphy the dog back to the 1122 King Road at around 11 o'clock. This is the time period that the Moscow Police Department has deleted audio from the Freedom of Information Act from the 10 to 11 o'clock time period. Let's go to Lyndon Beck's confession.
He woke up in the morning, I said probably around 9. Maybe earlier, I'm not really sure. I didn't sleep much.
Yeah.
But, and then I came into the room.
Okay.
And, then I think, and, she sounded pretty scared. She said there was somebody in her house last night. They ran downstairs and locked themselves in a room because she saw somebody in her house and she only sees nose in his chin or something like that.
Okay.
And then she was freaking out. She wanted us to go over there, so we got her stuff and went over there.
What you're about to hear is the staged 911 call they made 4 hours after they got to the house.
11:55 a.m. 42 seconds, November 13, 2022.
911 location of your emergency.
Something is happening. Something happened in our house. We don't know what.
What is the address of the emergency?
1122.
What is the rest of the address?
Oh, Kings Road.
People wanted me to do the forensic analysis of this 911 call. It's pointless. It's staged. It doesn't matter what they're whispering in the background anymore.
Okay. And is that a house or an apartment?
It's a house.
Can you repeat the address to make sure that I have it right?
I'll talk to you guys. We live at the White, so we're next to them.
I need someone to repeat the address for verification.
The address, 1122 King Road.
And what's the phone number that you're calling from?
What's your phone number?
And tell me exactly what's going on.
One of the roommates has passed out, and she was drunk last night, and she's not waking up.
Okay.
Oh, and they saw some man in their house last night. Yeah. Hi, this is.
And are you with the patient? Okay, I need someone to keep the phone, stop passing it around.
Can I just tell you what happened pretty much?
What is going on currently? Is someone passed out right now?
I don't really know, but pretty much at 4 a.m.
Okay, I need to know what's going on right now if someone is passed out. Can you find that out?
Yeah, I'll come. Come on, we gotta go check.
See this whole we gotta go check thing? They're trying to fool the world into thinking that they just discovered their friend's dead. But we know from Lyndon Beck's confession that they've been there for the past 4 hours.
But we have to.
They're not mentioning the blood.
She's passed out. What's wrong? She's not waking up.
Okay, one moment. I'm getting help started that way.
Okay, thank you.
So all what you're hearing now, this crying, it's all staged. It's fake. They've been in the house for 4 hours. We know that already. See, now they're saying get out, get out. They're making believe that they just got to the house 4 hours after they've been there. You understand that this is all planned out before, like, oh, I'm going to go up there and make believe that I'm going to open the door and do all this. This 911 call sounds a lot different after Lyndon Beck confessed that they were all there for 4 hours.
Okay, and how old is she?
She's 20.
20, you said?
Yes, 20 here to one
Okay.
of them.
Hello? Hello?
Okay, I need someone to stop passing the phone around because I've talked to 4 different people.
Okay, sorry, they just gave me the phone.
Is she breathing?
Hello?
Is she breathing?
No.
Okay.
See, many people wondered why no blood was ever mentioned on the 911 call. I hope this video proves that to you, that these people were in the house for 4 hours before this call was made. If you can't see this now, you'll never see it.
Talk to them, say. I can't talk to them. I need you to talk to them.
Hello.
Okay. I've already sent the ambulance and law enforcement. Stay on the line. If there is a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it.
Say that again? There's a police here right now.
Okay. If there is a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it.
We don't have one. I think yes. Do you have a defibrillator? Yes, we have one.
Are you talking to the officer?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to let you go since he's there with you and can help you.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Okay.
11:59 a.m. 49 seconds, November 13, 2022.
About to show you a video of Hunter Johnson, who was one of the people who helped stage a 911 call, make believe that he was opening the door there, that he just got there.
Hunter to come over. In the documentary, you tell the story of really not feeling alarmed when Dylan called you.
I joked around with her on the phone. You know, it's something you would never expect.
It's November, so I had shorts on, slides on. Like, I wasn't prepared to obviously stay there. I was just going over to check, see what's going on. I would say as soon as you get there, you know something's wrong.
Let's go back to Lyndon Beck's confession.
And he woke up in the morning, I said probably around 9. Maybe earlier, I'm not really sure. I didn't sleep much.
Yeah.
But, and then I came into the room.
Okay.
And, then I think, and, she sounded pretty scared. She said there was somebody in her house last night. They ran downstairs and locked themselves in a room because she saw somebody in her house and she could only see his nose and his chin or something like that. Okay. And then she was freaking out. She wanted us to go over there, so we got her stuff and went over there.
So I heard they're making a movie out of this Idaho4 case. Do you think that Lyndon Beck's confession is going to be in that movie? This will be one of my last and final videos into the investigation into the Idaho4 case. This channel was created because the Moscow Police Department forgot to hit the mute button. In America, we have a thing called the Freedom of Information Act, where you can file a request, and as long as you pay a fee, you can get security video camera footage. The Moscow Police Department was sending out files with no sound on it. As you see here, note the time, 2:26 a.m., but they made a mistake and they sent one with sound. So on the files, I heard females screaming and crying for help. So I decided to use my 20 years experience in video editing and audio engineering and 5 years in coding to create a program called Sherlock, which stands for Speech, Hearing, Evidence, Restoration, Learning, Observation, Classification Kit. And its job was to remove noise in the security video footage and find voices and hours worth of security video footage. What I found is females were getting attacked. For example, later on I found what sounds like one of the victims' names being called during an attack. And also a female saying someone stabbed her. Now, what changed everything was the barks of a 1-year-old golden doodle belonging to one of the victims named Kaylee. His barks began around 4:17 a.m. and go on to almost 5 o'clock in the morning. You're about to hear the sounds that were mentioned in the PCA to arrest the suspect before Murphy the dog starts to bark. So I started going through interrogation footage and noticed a pattern. Some people were on dated timestamped interrogations and they got their phone taken. For example, Bethany Funk.
So what we're going to be doing is taking people's phones for a little while. We're going to try and... So because I don't know if you called anyone or made any phone calls or anything like that.
Notice the timestamp and her getting a phone taken. Also Jack Decor, Kaylee's ex-boyfriend, on a dated timestamped interrogation, and he gets his phone taken.
I'm going to give him my phone, but I just wanted to let you know that I'll be at the police station if you guys are still coming. Okay, we were just going to come there and either bring in support or whatever. Okay.
Another thing I noticed is some people didn't get their phone taken, and those people were on non-dated, non-timestamped interrogations. Here's Dylan Mortensen with her phone on the desk. Listen to her interview as she fails to mention Murphy the dog barking for over an hour, until she's pulled out of the room and told to mention Murphy the dog barking when the detective asks her.
So 5'10", all black. Could you see what color his eyebrows were or anything like that?
No, okay. I don't remember what his eyes look like either.
Okay. He didn't say anything to you?
I mean, I saw his eyes and he saw me, but he didn't walk towards me and didn't see anything,
okay.
Which I found really weird.
But didn't recognize eyes? Definitely a white guy?
Yeah, definitely a white guy.
Okay. Any smells, anything like that that would be weird?
Mm-mm.
After he left, what happened?
I called me and it was like I heard a sound like a firework and I didn't like put two and two together, and so I told her like I called everyone, they're not answering, and I'm in and out of it. I don't think anything of it. I just think everyone's asleep, and I go to her room, we lock the door and just go to bed.
Okay.
And then this morning it's like 11 or 12 and we're calling everyone and no one's waking up and we have like a really bad feeling, so I called Dano's room and he said you need to call the cops right now.
Okay.
He wouldn't let us see what happened because he didn't want us to see pretty
totally.
much. Yeah.
Take note of Dylan Morton's phone as she picks it up. As you notice, she never mentions Murphy the dog barking all night long.
Your house, co-ed?
Just girls.
Okay.
Here's Dylan Mortensen about to get up and take her phone.
No reason to take chances.
Okay.
Okay.
Now what you're going to hear in the background is what sounds like this is Attorney Bill Thompson directing her to go back inside and change her story about Murphy the dog.
No way to tell who's doing that. So
All right. Then Dylan Morrison walks back into the room, and then she's asked about Murphy the dog, and listen to her answer.
Did you hear Murphy barking or doing anything?
Yes, he was barking a lot.
Throughout the night, or?
When I heard Kaylee go upstairs, he was barking a lot, and then I could tell that he was outside. I don't know how the police found him because he was in the house.
Okay.
But he has a puppy, he barks, but he was barking a lot if there was someone there.
Now, Bethany Funk also doesn't mention Murphy the dog barking all night long either. She's on a dated timestamp interrogation, and she got her phone taken.
So is Murphy your dog?
Kaylee's dog.
Kaylee's dog?
Kaylee and her ex-boyfriend's dog.
Okay. So you heard Murphy bark right after you heard what you thought was a firecracker?
Yeah, something like that, but he like, I don't know, dogs bark at random things. And sometimes when he's happy, he'll bark.
Okay. It didn't sound like an angry growl or anything like that, just a bark?
I don't really know, I was like half asleep.
Okay.
It just sounded like a bark.
So, hear the firework, kind of see a spark underneath the door. Mm-hmm. Murphy barks. What'd you hear after that?
Pretty much nothing.
Nothing.
That's it.
Okay.
So, no Murphy barking for a whole hour. But then something changed. I found an interview of people from around the neighborhood who mentioned Murphy the dog waking them up. Check it out.
I don't miss any trees. Okay, so you mentioned.
Yes, so it's not a lot, but I woke up a couple times Saturday night.
Okay.
Roommates coming in and different things, and around 4, I think when I looked at the clock, it was maybe around 4:17. I woke up and I didn't hear. It takes a lot for me to wake up,
yeah.
So that's why I was kind of surprised I woke up, and
See, he even says it takes a lot for him to wake up, so that dog is barking very loud.
I didn't hear anything at first, but after maybe 5 minutes, that's my best estimate. I was pretty in and out. I started hearing the dog barking. It sounded like it was coming from that direction from the house. So I believed it was their dog.
Okay.
And I was going in and out again. I think for maybe another hour, I kept hearing the dog barking outside. Thought it was very peculiar just because I've lived here since January, and I've never heard that dog outside barking in the middle of the night. And that's all I really have.
Okay.
So he mentions that he heard Murphy the dog barking for over an hour. So Murphy the dog woke up the entire neighborhood. So now anybody who doesn't mention Murphy the dog in an interview is extremely suspect. And then I realized everybody who's in a non-dated, non-timestamped interrogation or who doesn't have interrogation is involved in the crime. Take Jack Showalter, for example. He doesn't even have an interrogation. He just made a phone call.
I was with Maddie at the corner club, and then they wanted to leave with Maddie and her friend. I don't recall who her friend was.
So he doesn't have an interrogation. But what's interesting about Jack Showalter is he's caught on camera threatening the life of Mattis Mogan. We're going to get you for this, Maddie, or they're going to get you for this, Maddie. However some people interpret it. Either way, it's a threat. And then 1 hour after he says that, we hear what sounds like somebody calling the victim's name while they're getting attacked. We scroll up, we see Dylan Morrison. The reason she never got her phone taken on camera with a timestamp and the proper chain of custody is because the Moscow Police Department deleted her footsteps and geolocation on her phone. So, no matter what they release for Dylan Morrison, you're never going to find out how much steps she was taking during the cleanup period. Same thing with Hunter Johnson. I've never even heard this interview, but I can almost assure you that Jenna McClure was part of the cleanup crew. And then we get to Lyndon Beck. Now, Lyndon Beck didn't just confess to waking up at 9 o'clock in the morning and going over to the crime scene. Lyndon Beck also confessed to being up from 2 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the morning, and also being less than 100 feet away from the crime scene. And yet he never reported Murphy the dog barking.
Is that a trap?
Yeah.
Which one's that? Sorry, I don't know any of that.
That's all right.
Stay inside most of the time. Okay. I will apologize now for asking weird questions about sororities and fraternities because I just never did that scene. So, what can you tell me? Did you go to the party?
No, I slept through that.
Okay.
I was sleeping at the Whites with Joe. We crashed pretty early, and then we were up. We got back up around really early in the morning, like 2, 3.
What time did you guys crash, roughly?
8 maybe.
Okay.
And then, I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
We woke up around that time that happened.
Okay.
And yeah.
What?
So he said he woke up around the time that happened. Is this that? Because there's a lot of females crying and getting attacked.
For somebody that doesn't know the layout of the sororities, where's the Whites compared to where Dylan and them live?
The Whites is like, let's say, what's that street? So here's the Whites apartment, maybe.
Okay.
Like that's like the 2 apartment complexes.
Right.
And I was like up here. And the other house is like back here.
Can you access that off of a side road, or does it come through the parking lot?
You go, like the parking lot, you go right here.
Okay.
You go walk through it.
Football field distance? What kind of distance?
I'd say so.
Okay. And that's Joe's apartment?
Yeah, Joe's apartment.
Gotcha. Okay.
They both live there.
Okay. So, you guys woke up about that time. What woke you up at that point?
What woke us up?
Yeah, what did you have?
Woke up.
Okay.
I don't really know.
What did you do at that point?
We were just hanging out in the living room.
Okay.
Just talking. And then we were up till probably about almost 5.
Okay.
And then went back to bed. And then we woke up in the morning. I'd say probably around 9. Maybe earlier, I'm not really sure. I didn't sleep much.
Yeah.
But, and then came into the room.
Okay.
And, then I think, and, she sounded pretty scared. She said there was somebody in her house last night. They ran downstairs and locked themselves in a room because she saw somebody in her house and she only sees nose in his chin or something like that.
Okay.
And then she was freaking out. She wanted us to go over there, so we got her stuff and went over there.
Murphy the dog barked from about 4:17 a.m. till 5 in the morning. It only stopped because he was taken somewhere. At around 11 o'clock a.m. on the 1112 King Road security video footage, someone who looks like Lyndon Beck looks like they're walking Murphy the dog back to the 1122 King Road address. Is that Lyndon Beck who confessed to waking up at 9 o'clock in the morning and going over to 1122 King Road bringing back Murphy the dog after the cleanup? Well, that's for you to decide.